baby. Raising hell today, okay? Bring the juice today, brother. Let's get it.
Welcome to Up the Gut, the Lamar Jackson of football podcast. Because we're one-dimensional.
Take off, kid. Take off, kid. Run. Far side of the 10, step back to the 5, head for the end zone. What a play.
Derrick Henry was on my team, so I'm going to go Texans, I guess.
Yeah, he's on Tennessee, though.
Oh.
You tried. You went for it. I appreciate it. This is Up the Gut, live.
100%.
100%. This is Up the Gut Live. I'm Patrick. And as always with me, I have Matthew Ehlers. Hey, buddy.
I am not Lamar Jackson.
That was some solid waving, by the way. Like, I can get behind that. So, before we go too crazy, I just got to know, where do we stand on Archibald?
Same place we always stand. You think it sounds nice, but it's not my name.
It's so regal. You should just accept it. Love it. Love it like everybody loves Alex Smith. Because I believe that we can get behind the fact that everybody loves Alex Smith.
How could you not? Even Tom Brady loves Alex Smith, and Tom Brady hates opposing quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, because everybody loves him. How could you not?
Yeah.
All right, let me click some buttons and get that out of your face. So, how was your relaxing week of football? I mean, you didn't have to stress about nothing. I mean, other than if you were worried about any of these teams.
It was good. You didn't have to stress much either. You were the first game of the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't have to stress for the rest of them. I wish you would have seen me watching that game. I was stressed.
Yeah, that game was closer than I thought it was going to be.
It was closer than I thought it would be. But, I mean, it is a good defense. It is a solid run game. That was not an easy team, and I think I said that.
Yeah.
When it comes to playoff football, no team is an easy team.
Well, except for, not even Washington.
No, they put up a fight with Heineke. Heineke at quarterback.
Heineke.
Heineke. All right. So, also, I want to just remind everybody that Joe Flacco is the official quarterback here at Up the Gut. Pew, 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 pew. Dropping bombs.
No, he's not.
Oh. Bills are going. Oh, man. Let's get this off your face. I'm sorry. Let's get this off the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry.
If anything, Lamar Jackson would be the official quarterback. We talk about him more than anybody.
The week has finally happened. It is here. Tormented Gaming. How dare you? No, you know what? It'll be a good game. This was probably the one matchup I didn't want because, again, the Ravens are one-dimensional. They can run the ball. And that is the one thing we can't stop is the run.
Which is crazy because you practice against a running quarterback every single week.
Yeah. And I don't know what the Steelers are.
They're at home.
Yes, they are. Because they had the worst opening 5 minutes of a game in the history of football.
It was amazing.
Oh, everybody loved it. I really would rather have played the Steelers, especially after watching that. Oh, Steelers are an easy team. No, they are not. I was just talking to someone about this. Man, those Steelers, even though they had the worst 5 minutes of football and let them go up that quick, that fast, then still to the very end put up 500 yards of passing, 60 passes. Like they did not stop. So I give that to them. Like good for them.
To be fair,
the
Browns played prevent defense the entire game, and Ben just ate them up with short passes.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't do anything.
There's some longer ones too. It wasn't all short passes. I will admit that I didn't watch a whole lot of it after the first quarter.
I watched the whole game.
It was on in my house, but I started putting together my Buffalo Bills Lego helmet. Bruised my thumb. Only took me like forever.
Do you have it with you? Is it in the office?
I will not move it because the face mask is like little Legos, and if I move it, it just goes.
Damn.
But hold on, I can one up you. I'll show you a picture. I took a picture of it. I was very proud of it. But it was not something I'd recommend doing. It hurt my thumbs.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
It's on my shelf now where the kids can't reach it.
Yeah, that's a good place to go.
So this, I think I had talked to you about, isn't going to be a horribly long show because, we will bring Chad on at some point, I think, to do the Ogre expert picks.
Yeah.
And his picks were the best of the week because they were tied with mine. Anyway, so other than that, I really don't know that it's going to be a horribly long show or anything. It's just going to.
Who's this?
What?
I was trying to log into gender studies. Is it? This doesn't really look like gender studies, though.
I think you have the wrong Zoom call.
Grandma, what was that Zoom code? Grandma.
Huh. Well, you look like you like the Buffalo Bills. You want to stick around for the show? All right, everybody. This is Nathan Eddy. He's been in the comment section before. He was nice enough to show up at my house and decided that he was going to be in my bar with all my Bills stuff.
But is he a Bills fan?
No.
I like Josh Allen.
I mean, I think a lot of people like Josh Allen. He's hard to hate.
I like Josh Allen before he was drafted, though.
Yeah, him and I actually watched leading up to the draft. We were in Maryland watching college highlights from all the quarterbacks in the draft.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Oh, that 2018 quarterback class that's just taking over the AFC.
Yes, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a while.
Yeah,
and
guard.
Chris, I have had to keep the cabinet locked ever since those taste bud guys rated it. Can't have that. All right, so I don't think, like I said, there's going to be some recap, but I thought Matt might want to start here.
I mean, I think Week 17 kind of sealed it. Aaron Rodgers is obviously going to be the NFL MVP this year.
Voting already happened.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be your NFL MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. As he should be.
So officially from up the gut, I mean, we kind of figured this was going to happen the whole time, but congratulations, Aaron Rodgers, on another MVP.
Yay!
Woo!
That's 3 now.
But MVP votes, who got what? Because it wasn't unanimous. Because he's not near the quarterback that Lamar Jackson is.
He's never been as dynamic as what Lamar Jackson was in his MVP season. Aaron Rodgers will never throw
for running back of the year. Come on. Anyway.
But Lamar's the running back with the best arm.
No.
Saints
yeah,
Taysom be there.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Best running back with the best arm.
No, Taysom Hill fumbles too much to be the best running back.
With the best arm.
With the best arm.
I still give that to Lamar. But Taysom give him a run for his money. That's
Comments are just on par. Oh, anyway, he said, okay. It's because he doesn't use his arm.
But
he's preserving it.
I know Josh Allen came in second place in the voting.
I actually really wanted to say it. Josh Allen is the best running quarterback with the best arm. Because he is a running quarterback. He quarterbacks more than he runs, but he still does have, I think he has the most rushing touchdowns this year, quarterbacks.
Probably.
So anyway, as far as the votes, who got what is there? Is it 40 votes?
I'm not sure.
Or is it anyway? Well, whatever it is, Aaron Rodgers got all but 4. And 2 went to Patrick Mahomes and 2 went to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So, again, it was right along what we've been saying here, but at the same time, I think that Josh Allen probably should have got more than Patrick Mahomes. He had a great season, but he fell off the map.
Yeah, those last few games weren't the best for old Patrick Mahomes there.
Do we know who voted for the other ones? Sorry.
No, I don't know who voted for. I didn't look up who voted for who. And I can't search for anything on my computer or it'll freeze it.
Don't do that.
And no, he ran on us. He might have got a couple of touchdown passes, but Lamar last year was the same thing every time. He would run, and then he'd hit a tight end on the seam. And there was one play where one of our safeties had dropped. He went to the wrong coverage, and so we left a guy wide open. So literally, he hit a receiver standing still with no one next to him for 30 yards. So he did get some passing yards, but no, we had that game on lock until that one drop coverage. If they do that again, I'll be so mad.
Yeah, me too.
But we kept him hemmed up, and he got that one pass play in. And then there was some cheating going on. That was the maddest I've ever seen Sean McDermott in my life. So we'll get you, though. I mean, just don't get too mad and stop talking to me whenever we beat you. Like, listen, you had a good run. You finally beat the Titans. Good job.
Honestly, I don't think that game was as close as the score made it look because they're the first team to stop Derrick Henry. They didn't just contain him. They ground his big ass to a halt.
What was his total numbers for the
40 yards of rushing?
Yeah, that's a stop.
Yeah. I don't know what the Ravens defense did to finally figure him out, but they did it.
So I was watching those Taste Bud guys live Monday night.
Yeah.
Good time. And I was just sitting there enjoying my old fashioned. And then Lyle says, man, Patrick, if you're watching, I have been really craving some Bradshaw. So this episode is unofficially brought to you by Bradshaw Bourbon. This is all I had left.
And unofficially brought to you by Watermelon Mountain Dew because it's yummy.
That exists?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah, look at that bad boy. You know, the light's kind of putting a glare on it, but
Like a KFC flavor.
Now, KFC is like a peach, I thought.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember. I knew they had a special Mountain Dew. It was good.
And I hope they put that in a bottle someday because I love peach flavored just about everything.
I like peach flavored gummies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't even know where to go with this. Do you want to recap last week?
Yeah.
Let's recap last week.
Let's start with the early game.
Yes. So other than me having 36 heart attacks, trying every superstitious thing that I knew in the life, at one point I found out that if I was laying on the couch, that the offense could march down the field. But if I was behind the couch hiding, then the defense would work. So I was like this a lot of the game, and I'd lay on the couch, and it was tough work. But I definitely helped the Bills steal a victory. It was hard fought. You can't put anything past the Colts. I will say that the one thing I think first of all, I text Ahlers, stop texting me, because he wants to do this like play by play, and I'm sitting here sweating bullets and wanting to stab somebody, and it's like, man, that drive sucked. I'm like, fuck you, Ahlers.
I just wanted to feel like I was sitting next to you.
I know you did, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep living through that. I was just sitting there. I'm like, man, fuck that guy.
So what are you doing when I'm actually sitting next to you saying things like that?
Actually, I did have some neighbors over, and they were. And so when the Chiefs play the Browns, I'm going to be with all of them, and I'm going to be relentless in saying how they're messing everything up.
And here's the thing. it wasn't shit talk. It wasn't like, haha, that drive sucked. It was like, God.
Yeah, I know, but I would see it. It just pop up. And even then it was like, man, that was a good pass. I'm like no, Ahlers, I can't do this right now. So I threatened to block his number, and he's like, okay, I'll stop. But I think I texted during the game. I said, we're going to end up winning this one probably, but it's more that I think Indianapolis lost it than we won it, because that coaching left a lot to be desired.
Yeah. Well, it looks like your pass rush was having a rough day because I don't think you sacked Phillip Rivers one time.
I don't even know that we touched him.
Which is insane.
Robert, there's me during the game. That was defense hiding behind the couch.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, I am not superstitious in anything, and I know what I do does not affect how Josh Allen's playing, but I can't help myself because I care more about Buffalo Bills football than I probably should.
That's not true.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to be texting you whenever that Aaron Donald is terminating Aaron Rodgers.
It's not going to happen.
Hopefully not. Hopefully our offensive line can, nut the fuck up and handle their business, because if you can't protect Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay is screwed.
Yeah.
That's another reason why he's the most valuable player.
Sorry.
I was going to say, that's another reason why he's MVP, because I think out of the top three teams, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Packers, if you guys lost your starting quarterback, you might be okay. But we've already seen that if Green Bay loses Aaron Rodgers, we're done.
The Bills would not be okay with that. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how they would be okay with that there.
I don't know if did you not watch the Miami game whenever Barkley threw for like 170 yards and a touchdown against the number one scoring defense in the NFL? He was just dropping bombs. I'm writing down Robert's the picks, so don't mind me. They're really not very good picks. Okay, Robert, he has to get up for work early, so he won't be able to join in as much. So he sent me a text, and Chris likes peach flavored pie.
Leave it alone.
I would too, probably. I'm just not a huge pie.
And Robert said it was fun watching me suffer through the game. This one's going to be worse because as much as I dislike Lamar Jackson, this is going to be horrible if he does anything.
He does anything.
But again, they may have just won their Super Bowl by finally getting over that hump of Tennessee. And the way Buffalo played, they snuck by, and they know they snuck by, so they're going to come out, and they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. So
you better hope so.
Yes. What are you smiling about, Nathan? You were getting a kick out of something. You're still thinking about that peach pie?
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that. I'm trying not to think about it.
So we're going to recap. So the Bills, like I said, I think the coaching decisions were the worst. Going forward on fourth down instead of kicking field goals, just all sorts of bad decisions. So
yeah,
I appreciate that from Frank Reich. Like, I know you were a Bill at one point, and it's still in your heart. One love. Bill. And then we got, what was the next game?
Yeah, it's Seahawks Rams.
Oh yeah, so that was boring.
It was. It really was. Unless you like defense, because there were some pretty nice defensive plays that were made.
And it didn't come out the way I thought it would. I mean, having the Rams win that one, that not many people saw that one coming.
I did, because I knew that Seattle was. I mean, I probably picked Seattle because it was, if I safer bet, but going into it, actually watching it, I remember that Seattle has like just one of the worst offensive lines in football. It feels like.
Well, and Seattle has trouble, obviously, in division, but they also have trouble with that defense, and their offense hasn't been exactly clicking. So,
yeah, I mean, they were getting so rough that Aaron Donald hurt himself by sacking Russ Wilson, and he landed on him.
So,
Yeah,
you're just upset that you're not in gender studies. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's another game where Russell Wilson got sacked 5 times.
So, and actually, I don't know. I think I'd like this better because Seahawks fans have been the worst of the worst. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of okay with it. And the fact that Jared Goff didn't start because he was injured, and then he started.
Yeah. Well, because the other guy got injured like real early.
Yeah, he did. And but apparently he was okay, even though he left in the hospital in an ambulance and blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
I mean, it's good to hear that he's not like permanently messed up in any way, because that was a nasty shot he took.
Oh, it was. And so overall, like I said, very defensive game, not super exciting. It looked like every throw in that game, they were just trying to throw it straight up in the air, hoping somebody would catch it.
Well, no, because that pick 6 that the Rams got, that was just a great play by that
screen.
That corner. Yes, on the wide receiver screen, he jumped it and took it to the house. That was fantastic.
It was. So I don't think that really that's any indication of how the Rams will do against the Packers, but we'll talk about that in our
preview.
Pick.
And after that, we had arguably the best game of the weekend, Tampa Bay at Washington. And
not because it was overly exciting, but because of the twist and turn. First of all, we can all agree we love Alex Smith.
Everybody loves that.
Everybody does. So the thing is he doesn't even start, and I didn't even know that until I got to watching the game, and it's like, where's Alex Smith? So he doesn't even get a start, doesn't even get a dress. And then there's this guy named Heineke in there. And Heineke is throwing that ball everywhere.
It's Heineke.
Heineke.
No, It's
I've heard it
Heineke.
both ways.
I looked and I read it. It's Heineke. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
correct.
I think you're the one that's wrong here. See,
I think I
next
am.
time bring your own friend.
Listen, I have a gender studies degree. It's Heineke.
Oh, you were teaching it. Wow, your class is going to be really upset here. But yeah, it was really surprising that he was doing good. But we were discussing this a little bit. Like the defensive rookie of the year, Chase Young says, "I want Brady." And then he did the dumbest shit ever. He just tried to speed rush on the outside. And so that offensive lineman, whoever the left tackle is, would bounce him and then scoot over 2 steps, bounce him again, and he was out of the play.
Yeah.
One spin move, and Brady was down. Because that's all the guy would do every time, bounce. If he would have hit him the first time, bounced out, spun, and went inside, Brady was down. Like, I watched that the whole time, like, thinking, what is this? Is this one move Chase Young? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So I was wrong, though. They did sack Brady 3 times, but Chase Young was just never even close to it.
Yeah, but 2 of those sacks, he just gave up on the play and fell down. It's not like they ever actually hit him. And that's the only way you're going to get Brady off his game is he needs to feel a little bit of pain.
Yeah. But no, that Tampa Bay offensive line honestly did a really good job.
Well, we're gonna go a little off script right here, just because we're on it.
Uh-huh.
So we're just gonna go. Man, fuck that guy, Ehlers. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
So Ehlers, who's your fuck that guy?
All of the Washington linemen, offensive and defensive.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
Isn't that a lot of people?
Yeah, about 9 people. Yeah.
Man.
And the reason why is because every time Washington needs something, that's where something got screwed up. You need some kind of stop to stop Brady from driving again, and the defensive front wouldn't even get through. Also, they barely blitzed that game, which definitely didn't help their cause.
No.
And then when the defense finally did make a stop and you just needed to protect Heineke for one more drive, that's when their offensive line wanted to collapse and let him get hit.
With an all-pro left tackle, I believe, or guard, one of the two. I forget what Scherf is or Shreve, or I don't even know his name, but I know he was all-pro, and he just folded that game.
Yeah, because they only signed Heineke twice, but they were
Heineke?
Yes, but they came at just the opportune time to just ruin everything that Washington had going. Whatever momentum they had was killed.
That's true, but that's all right. I mean, Heineke showed. Man, I didn't even realize this picture. Like, who takes this picture? This is very inappropriate. I mean, look. I'm gonna take this off the screen now. Like, I didn't know what we were doing here. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, really.
Week is just all the Washington linemen because they're honestly who let the team down.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said about that game is just going to go one of two ways. It's going to be blowout or it'd be a close game. Surprise, surprise. But if it was a blowout, that means that Tom Brady and that Tampa Bay offense was just slinging it. And then if it was a close game, Washington would win. But that's not what happened at all. It was a close game, and Tampa Bay snuck it out. Like, it was very well in the realm that Washington could have won that game with Heineke.
Yep.
What do we? Anything?
Future ahead of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is one of our XFL guys.
Yes, he is.
We'll get him on here at some point.
You really think he's got
What? No, you go.
He was saying something. You really think he's got a future in front of him?
I do. If I'm Washington and I saw there, I see that he's definitely got the potential and the will to win. So if I'm not going ahead with Alex Smith, I'm going to develop Taylor Heineke. So I'm not trying to pay for another quarterback and get him to figure out the offense. And I think he can build around him.
I think he'll be a average quarterback. He'll make some moments, and then overall, he's not going to really do anything. He may have just played the game of his life right there, because you know what he isn't?
What?
He is definitely no Joe Flacco. Who is, by the way, the official quarterback here?
No, he's not.
Up the gut.
He's really not.
No, but he is.
If we're going to have an official quarterback of our channel, he's got to be a starter.
No.
There's no rules here.
Oh, sure there are.
You have a nickname like the Mad Bomber, and you drop bombs, and you Joe Flacco, and You're like just smoking Jay Cutler? No, you're the official. If Jay
Cutler wouldn't be the official quarterback of this channel either. Hello?
Hello? Yes. Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah.
Hello? Might be experiencing some technical difficulties. Oh no! Everybody left. Do I have to go to a new invite? Nope. Guess I'll just take another sip of my watermelon dew then. I don't care as much about the Ravens as Patrick does because they're in a totally different conference. So they almost have no bearing on how Green Bay season is going to go. I don't hate them.
Sponsorships.
You know,
They forgot one.
Domino's is too corporate for sponsorships, and they forgot a whole pizza. Oh, Domino's. That's why they can't be a sponsor. Yeah, I don't mind the Ravens. I think the purple and black is cool looking uniform. As much as we call Lamar Jackson a running back, he still gets the job done. So I guess I can't hate on that. I wish Aaron Rodgers was still young enough to run like that. That'd be a huge help to us.
They forgot your pizza.
Rat bastards. Oh, so this technical difficulties. Patrick had a power outage. Oh no. Poor feller. Well, I guess we'll keep going with the other half of a super wild card weekend, the first ever in NFL history. So we covered all Saturday's games with the Bills winning, the Seahawks losing, and the Bucks winning. So then we go into Sundays, and the first game on Sunday's docket was the Ravens at the Titans. And I got to give it to the Ravens on this one. They're the first team to actually stop Derrick Henry. Because we look at Derrick Henry's numbers for that day, 18 carries for 40 yards. That's only a couple yards a carry. That's terrible. Especially for the best running back in football. But if they can play run defense like that throughout the playoffs, the Ravens could be a super dangerous squad. But at the same time, if anybody can stop Lamar Jackson for rushing for $136 on them, they could be in trouble as well. But I think this weekend's going to be exciting. We got two running quarterbacks playing against each other that can both throw the ball pretty well. I'm actually really excited to watch this Ravens-Bills matchup. It's going to be a super fun game. And then from there, we went on to the afternoon game brought to you by Nickelodeon, of all channels. It was the Bears and the Saints, which wasn't as fun a game as I'd hoped, but it did go about the way I thought because, let's be real, Chicago didn't belong in the playoffs.
Hey, Matt, how have you been?
There's my guy.
So sorry about that. Apparently, my whole neighborhood just lost power, and it just killed everything.
Everything. I was surprised they just kicked me out of it too. I'm surprised they let me keep going.
Well, you're through the stream, so it's okay. So I apologize to everybody. Don't know what happened there. Oh, it looks like Robert got it too. He said,
I don't know what happened there. Your power went out.
now that Patrick's going to tell me how you're. Thank you, chat, for being there for Matt when I couldn't be. I don't dislike the Ravens. I dislike Lamar Jackson.
See, I don't dislike Lamar Jackson.
So I need you to talk to them just a little bit longer. I
kind of want to wait till you get back because I want you to talk about the Nickelodeon game.
Oh, I didn't watch the feed, but I saw highlights. So I'm going to get Nathan's computer back up and running, and then we'll go. So give me 1 second.
You better hurry because his gender studies class needs them. Also, now that I know that you're in the chat, Tormented, if you ever want to rematch in Madden, just hit a brother up. Let's see, Tormented. If our defense plays like it did last week, it'll be tough to beat us. It will, because if teams can't run on you, then they become one-dimensional, and it's a lot easier to beat a one-dimensional squad. I haven't watched enough of the Ravens to know how good your pass defense is, but still, if you can force someone to have to throw the ball 50, 60 times a game, it gets easier to figure out where they're going. Did you fix
Hey. Their pass defense is mediocre. They are a better run defense, but we're a horrible run team. So take that, Baltimore.
But will they stop Josh Allen at running?
No.
No?
No. They're going to have to drop everybody into coverage, try to stifle our pass, and then Josh will be able to run with that one. So it's going to be we should take a major we should win take a quick lead and then make it to where he has to throw. He should throw several picks, and we'll be all right.
Marcus Peters and Humphreys got it.
I was going to say this. We're having taste bud guys issues, but when I was watching Monday, they had some audio issues. And so I said, well, you should just plug up the gut where we never have audio issues. We just have questionable opinions.
And then you brought just a complete power outage.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood apparently decided to go out for just a little bit. So Nathan will be back. He's scared of the dark, so he's calming down right now with the drink. We'll bring him back in. I look forward to watching back whenever I was gone to see how Haler's handled everything just dropping.
I literally just talked about the Ravens and the Titans matchup.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to really quick just go to my man, fuck that guy.
Okay.
And Joel, you may just want to just not look at the screen right now. Actually, I got to share my screen. This is not going to be good for you. So, Matt had offensive lines. I have the entire Baltimore Ravens organization, every player, every coach, every GM, president. This is a classless organization. Look at what they're doing. This isn't just standing on a logo. This isn't Juju Smith-Schuster dancing at an entire team stomping. See right here, this guy stomping, this guy twisting his foot, and this guy all off an interception that was a fluke because of pass interference. Like, it's questionable if it's pass interference because they ran into each other, but he just lucked into a ball right there because the receiver fell down. And this was just classless. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care if you think they disrespected you by having a meeting on your logo. This was classless. I expected better. So fuck those guys.
Oh, damn.
Are you still there? Did you freeze up? Oh, there you are.
No. So you'll have it. Well, you'll have a chance to fuck those guys because you play them this weekend.
Actually, I think I texted right away. I said they didn't do that at your stadium. I looked at the footage. I watched the videos. They had a meeting after the game, not in the middle of the game. They didn't dance and stomp, and this was an entire team. And I don't care if they did it to you too. What was it that they always said whenever you scored a touchdown? Act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
This was classless. This was not what I want to see in football. I want to see people competing. I don't want to see disrespect like this. If I had the opportunity, I'd go take a huge shit on the Baltimore Ravens logo. Personally, I would probably die, but I would still do it because that was classless. So call it revenge, call it what you want. I call it a team of classless individuals. And their coach, he should be fired for that alone. So anyway, that was my opinion on that. I think I texted out. I hope whoever gets them next week embarrasses them, and I hope that 10 times more. I hope we go up 55-7, and we set our starters at halftime. I hope that we embarrass you guys that way. And that's nothing. I like Joel. Joel's my friend, and I respect his team. Hey.
He said hi.
Hey.
All right. Well, we're going to I think Nathan's recovered from being scared of the dark, so we're going to add Nathan back in.
Yeah, he's got all his lights on now.
Yep. I was worried for him. All I heard, like, the lights went out, and I hear, not power outage. Still not as good as random slice of pizza coming in from the side of the screen.
That's funny.
I know right about it.
This light flickered first. And I was like, that's weird. And then no lights were on after that.
Yeah, it was something, and I'm just sitting in the dark. I'm like, I need a flashlight.
But your neighbors are still at their table, they're still eating lunch. They're just eating dinner. Like nothing.
Eat dinner, lights go out, and don't move, don't change, no nothing. The lights come back on, they just keep going.
It's because the football gods weren't ready for Patrick to go off on the Ravens yet, so they had to shut it down for a second.
And I hate doing that because I really do like the Ravens. I just stop that.
What is this? I mean, I'm just saying. I found this on Patrick's bar here.
So Nathan came in from Little Rock, and he was getting a flight, and he's like, "Man, every flight goes through Dallas." And then I talked to him later in the day. He's like, "Yeah, I got a flight." He's like, "I'm like, all right, well, I need something in Dallas." Just messing with him to make fun of him for going into Dallas. So he brought me that from Dallas, fresh out of Dallas. All right, guys. Well, there's no point in keeping him waiting. I see him in the backstage area looking sexy. You guys can't see it, but I can. So, or you guys might be able to see it, but I definitely see it.
I see nothing.
So let's welcome in for the Ogre Expert Picks, the birthday boy, Chad Ogre Smith.
What's up?
Oh, man, Chad, could you go landscape on that?
Yep.
Awesome. There you go. Yeah. And I know we haven't got to all the games yet. I just wanted to bring him in so he didn't have to sit back there and just stare at our pretty faces. So what do we have left after the Baltimore and
we have the Saints and the Bears brought to you by Nick Jr.
Oh man. I tell you, I think I would watch every game on Nickelodeon if I could. Kicking into SpongeBob's faces, slime going, random Bears players dropping F-bombs on Nickelodeon. It was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't watch it on Nickelodeon. I watched it on, Fox. So
yeah, I didn't have access to Nickelodeon because I don't pay for TV, but it was definitely it was definitely worth watching it that way. If I could, I would watch every game that way. Let me get to a quick. The Titans were on your logo before overtime. So it wasn't before the game, it was before overtime, and they didn't dance on it. They had a team meeting on it, which is disrespectful. I don't say it's not. But it's not dancing, stomping, spinning, spitting, all that jazz in the middle of a game. That's classless. And then Nathan should have brought you some Rocktown chocolate malt bourbon. I agree, Chris Horn. I agree he should have.
I was not able. I went like 11 stores. I went to the distillery. They have nothing.
Yeah, I asked him to bring me some because those Taste Bud guys so highly recommended it. And Nathan's like, I got you. At some point, I'm like, you need to stop. And just he went everywhere looking for it. So I'll just have to go visit. He did bring me that.
Though, so, I mean.
And there's a magnet on my fridge, too, that says Rocktown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this Nickelodeon, about the way we all figured, the Bears looked like a team that didn't belong in the playoffs.
Oh, agreed. It was Saints are a good team. The Bears made it, but we all knew that what was going to happen there.
Honestly, I think that the Saints offense was a little off because They didn't look as high-powered as you'd think they would.
Yeah, I think they've been pulling Drew Brees off too much. I think every time they pulled Drew Brees off the field, things went south for him offensively.
Yeah. We got to try to get Taysom Hill in there because this could be Brees' last season.
Yeah, I don't think Taysom Hill's the future, though. Do you?
Not the future, but he's still going to be a big part of the offense going forward. So you still want to get him out there and get him in a good number of plays and try to keep the defense honest. But yeah, like you said, a couple of times he went out there, it looks like he went south. He had that fumble, and that was a huge turnover at the time.
Oh yeah, but I don't even think I watched all this game. It's just another game in the background for me because I wasn't watching Nickelodeon, so it wasn't horribly exciting for me. Now, are you talking about the bottle I'm bringing, Chris? Or are you saying there's another bottle? Because if you have me bring it, it might not make it to Buffalo. That's a long drive. Anyway, so and that left us with probably the most exciting first half of a quarter to the most boring rest of the game because everybody knew it was going to happen.
Easily the most fun first quarter that nobody saw coming.
Are you trying to tickle Chad? Because that's not what it looks like.
What's that?
Yeah. But yeah, the Browns and the Steelers. If anybody would have told me that the Browns are going to be up 28-0 after the first quarter, I would have laughed.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think I was watching those Taste Bud guys, and they said no one saw that coming, and that's crazy. That's probably the quickest score ever. And I'm like, well, actually, that exact same thing happened in a Super Bowl to Peyton Manning.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny that happened yet again. But ultimately, I didn't want this to happen this way, and I'm glad it did happen this way because I really didn't want to face the Ravens because our run defense is very suspect this year. Yeah. But you know what? I do want them to get embarrassed, and if anybody's going to do it, I hope it's us.
Oh, I thought about the Ravens. Like, you want the Browns to get embarrassed. I'm like, well, the Chiefs can do that.
I think that one may be one of the most interesting games of the weekend because the Browns are not they're hit or miss. They're really good or they're really bad. The Chiefs have been playing very subpar football over the last month and a half.
Which is still better than most of the league.
It's true. Like I said, they're having a down year and they're 14-2, and only because they rested their starters the last game. They could have been a 15-1 having bad football.
But
I don't think the Browns did all this because they're that good. The Steelers played that bad.
It's true.
I think he's on to something there. I think he's on to something there. I think the Steelers, it's almost like after they lost that first game when they're 11-0, and then they went to 11-2, and then next thing you know, it was just a downhill slide. And I think going into it, I think they all felt kind of like Schuster, hey, we're playing the Browns. We own these guys, especially on Heinz Field. And, whatever the reason, I mean, obviously the Browns went up 28-0. It was weird seeing that score from a kind of a distance in the kitchen because I wasn't watching much. And when I finally went back in there, I think it was like 35-7, or it was something, whatever was going into half.
Yeah.
Like, it's only halftime. And my wife said, yeah. And I said, this game's not over if the Steelers can find out where their defense is. And they didn't. So
Browns definitely let them stay in it though, because Ben Roethlisberger was trying his darndest, and that very well could have been his last game.
He threw for over 500 yards, I think.
Over 60 attempts.
Well, the Browns were letting them. The Browns play prevent defense every down.
Well, it's what they had to do because all you're trying to do is get through. You have the lead, but Ben had to throw, so you're going to drop back and just try to keep them in and run that clock. And they still got interceptions. Even in that prevent, they still got interceptions.
Yeah, because of bad throws by Ben and tip passes by the receivers. All those mistakes that the Steelers made to let the Browns do that, the Chiefs aren't going to make those mistakes.
I wouldn't guarantee that. No.
Yeah.
I would not that many mistakes. You might.
No, the Chiefs aren't going to make mistakes so much as I don't think their defense is going to do enough to stop the Browns offense. I just think that Patrick Mahomes will be able to turn it on with Kelsey and Hill and Watkins or whoever's playing. He's going to be able to sling it, and then it's just going to be, it's going to be Chiefs 32-28 or something.
Here's what we're not thinking about too, fellas, and I hope this is the case. Last year, I felt like the Chiefs going into the playoffs was very subject on the defensive side of the ball. But once we got into the playoffs, they literally took it to another level. Frank the Tank, the Honey Badger, Chris Jones. I mean, all those guys, even Dirty Dan, man, they all played well above what they did all year long. So I'm hoping that's what the Chiefs are doing again this year. But I think the scariest part about that Browns offense is that Chubb and Hunt running the ball. And, you know, I'd like to think that our offense is better than Pittsburgh's and our defense is going to play better. So
your offense is definitely better.
Here's the thing. It don't matter who we're going to play. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You got to win. So at this point in the season, it's all or nothing. I think everybody.
Is your mic off, Nathan? Is the red light on?
It is. Yeah. I mean, I've said some doozies like recently.
He's been dropping bombs, and only I can hear him. he's been being like the official quarterback here and up the gut. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh my God, he's now the official quarterback.
Anyway, so the one thing I'll say, it comes to resting starters. So this has to do with the Chiefs. There's a whole bunch of opinions on whether or not you should rest them. Are they going to get, you know, a little rusty from not being a part of it? You know, here's the big thing, because the Steelers rested their starters, and by resting their starters, what did that do? That let the Browns in, and what the Browns do? Knock them out.
Well,
I mean, we very well could have rested our starters, and that could have let Miami in instead of Indianapolis, and we could have played Miami, and they could have done that to us. So maybe resting the starters wasn't the best case, because they could have knocked Cleveland out of the playoffs and played somebody else and maybe not have that issue.
True.
I don't think Pittsburgh could have, because they were looking, even before resting their starters the last week, they were looking real suspect that last quarter of the season.
They only lost like by 2 points to Cleveland. You don't think if Big Ben and their starters were in, they couldn't have won that game?
Not if that was the Ben Roethlisberger that was playing. Like I said, before he got rested, the Steelers weren't looking great. They clinched the division on a loss. After that 11-0 stretch, they looked not good.
No, I mean, I said Pittsburgh was the worst 11-0 team in the history of football.
Yeah, but then those last few weeks, they started to show it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they showed it all year. I don't know. They were terrible.
Barely beat the Jaguars. I mean, but downside Browns are easy to underestimate. That's one thing I think I've been saying this whole time is, whenever I watched that game, the Browns-Steelers game, I kept it on local TV, and they had a local sports show they were doing, which was very similar to this because everybody's on Zoom now or whatever.
Yeah.
Gender Studies
101. So the guy comes on and he says, "Man, I'm so excited about this game. I thought the Browns were the worst team coming into the playoffs, and we are going to dominate them." That guy's an idiot. I don't know who he is. He's an idiot because this is playoff football. You don't take anybody lightly. Look at Tampa Bay barely squeaking by and Nicky-led football team. I do that all in stride. You know how easy that is?
Nicky, yeah.
So, but upside, everyone does the same thing to KC until they play them once. I don't think anybody since Patrick Mahomes started hitting his stride, I don't think anybody's underestimated Kansas City.
Yeah, no, the Chiefs aren't sneaking up on anybody.
Okay, let's see. Man, I don't think we do well after a rest. We haven't played a solid game since we had our last bye week. I think I tend to agree, which it's really stupid, but I think Kansas City's just been kind of bored because they've been trying some weird stuff and they've been trying to be cute and they're testing their playbook because they can test stuff and fuck around and still win games. It's ridiculous, but I hope that's the case, but we'll find out on Sunday because you can't do that in the playoffs. No. You got to bring everything. But if Baltimore goes up 28-0 in the first quarter, Kansas City doesn't have to worry. That's just old hat for them.
Wait a minute. Did you say Baltimore?
You said
Baltimore or the Browns. Sorry.
That's kind of almost.
I've got a lot of things going on my screens, boys.
If Baltimore
goes up 28-0, that's okay too because they're just going to keep running the ball and we'll just
That's
I'm
as
okay
bad
with it.
as Derrick Henry playing for the Texans. I'm just that's equally.
And I really like Derrick Henry's on my fantasy team. I'm going to pick the Texans. Poor Chris Horn and mainly Lyle, because Lyle's the one that said it. But I had to put them in the opening for Up the Gut now. I hope they saw that, because that's forever cemented in our show.
Oh, that was a great show.
So we just get into this divisional round.
Okay, yeah. Let me figure out how my computer works again. Hopefully, I guess there was an accident out on the street or out in the highway next to my house. So
Lovely.
hopefully they don't knock the power out again. So we're going to do our divisional round picks, and I will keep track of everybody.
And who's the first game of the weekend?
Rams at the Packers. So you know what, Matt? You want to go first or last?
I'll go first, and we get to
All
rip.
right.
I'm happy because we get to rip this Band-Aid off. If we win, I get to enjoy the whole weekend. If we lose, I get to get over it faster than anybody. So it's okay. But Green Bay should win this game. They have everything they need to win this game. It's all about execution. If they can't go out and block for the running back, if they don't go out and double team Aaron Donald every play and protect Aaron Rodgers, that's how Green Bay will lose if it happens. Because the Rams won't beat them in a shootout. Green Bay can run just as well as them. And our defense lately has been able to get to the quarterback a lot more than the beginning of the season. So as long as they Green Bay has all the talent they need. As long as they execute, they'll be fine.
Solid. So you're picking Green Bay?
Yes.
Nathan, what do you got?
Well, they have a washed-up quarterback.
Excuse me?
He's old. He's washed up. It's been a horrible year, down year. But I'm probably going to pick the Packers. I mean,
You're worse than Skip.
Listen, this is the guy. Whenever you pick the who'd you pick? You picked the Titans to beat the Packers.
I told you no. They're not. It's not going to happen. And
I didn't think we were
Derrick
gonna
Henry did not do what you said he was going to do to the Packers. It didn't happen.
And
Now,
I
he
was,
did it the next week.
yeah, they did. And I was happy. I was happy to be wrong. But up to that point, our run defense had been so suspect. And that was Derrick Henry coming into town.
Rams are better than they look, but the Packers are.
They are, but
They're going to win.
Green Bay can match up with the Rams at every single position and do it well.
The Rams' defense is good.
They really are.
It's good, but Green Bay can beat them if they just do their jobs.
They
They don't
will.
have anything special. Nobody has to be a hero. Just do your job, and you can beat the Rams.
Chadwick. Birthday Chadwick. You better go.
You put like a birthday hat on him?
You want me to get down in my birthday suit for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to go put some warnings really quick on this. And then
Yeah, we
Hey,
don't
I'll
have
take
advisory for anything.
Here's my thoughts on the Rams. I think the Rams, I told Patrick this the last couple of weeks. The only thing they got going for them in my book is their defense.
Yeah,
I don't think that defense can touch Aaron Rodgers.
I hope
I
not.
think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and make an example of that defense. As long as the O-line holds up,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how healthy Donald is.
Well,
Is he
remember, they're
hurt?
missing the left tackle. Well, they said that given anything major, he'll be just fine for the game. But remember that Green Bay lost their left tackle.
Yeah.
Bakhtiari.
That's his blind
Bakhtiari's
side. That's his blind
Bakhtiari's
side.
out for the whole rest of the season.
Well, that's the
Which for
thing.
you guys may not be very long.
If you know what they're going to do, then they're going to roll Aaron Rodgers out to the right. They're going to roll him out on a lot of plays where that left tackle isn't going to be an issue. So I picked Green Bay on this one. I think Green Bay's going to win like 30. I'm going to say 34 to 17.
That would make me so
34-17.
34 20. 34-20. Right?
I'm right around the same mindset as you. Now I'm going to lay it down like this. The Rams actually do match up really well with the Packers because they have that dominant defensive line with Aaron Donald where they can get to Aaron Rodgers. But what's Aaron Rodgers have to throw to? He has Devontae Adams. Well, the Rams have Ramsey. So the big question is, who wins in that battle? That is the battle of the game. Who wins between Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey?
I feel like Adams does.
I feel like that too. And even if it didn't, even if Ramsey got the better of him, I have no faith in that offense right now to do anything. So I am also going to pick Green Bay, and I'm along the same lines of Chad. It's going to be 32-14.
I mean, I hope you guys are right. I feel like there's going to be some drama because of Green Bay. There's always some drama in the playoff.
Well, it's going to be because they'll score those 32 points in the first half and then not score another point after.
Yeah,
That's been Green Bay's MO. They'll go up big and then they just don't do anything.
Well, because Aaron Rodgers is like, oh, I don't really care if we win or not. Like, okay, who cares?
You know, for as much as we made fun of Derek Carr and his eye makeup, can we not talk about how Aaron Rodgers cries before every game? His eyes are always like bloodshot red, like he just had him a good cry in the
I feel
bathroom.
like he cries because he has to go play. Like, he doesn't really want to be there, but he's like, I am so good, I have to be here. It
He's just
sucks.
someday
yeah,
Devontae Adams will leave me too, and I won't throw to anybody.
if we do Devontae Adams like we did Jordy Nelson, I will light Lambeau on fire.
Oh no,
We were
I don't
so
know.
different for the Jordy Nelson.
I love Jordy Nelson though.
I did too, and so did everybody except for the two people that cut him.
So, yeah, didn't he go to Oakland and not do much?
Yeah, well, because Oakland was garbage.
It's true. So from there we go to the. Oh wait, I was supposed to do that. I didn't do that. So then we go to the game of the day, of the night. Ravens at Bills.
8 time of the night.
So Nathan, you get to start this one.
It's Bills. Because they have a quarterback. If the other team had a quarterback, it would be the game.
Shot fired.
So Robert also picked Green Bay, and he also picked Buffalo. Like I said, he texted me his picks. Okay, Chad, what do you got? Ravens, Bills.
I thought the Bills had it wrapped up a little bit better last game, and then in the end they kind of scared me. I think the Bills are going to come out on this game, but I think it's going to be a tough one for them. I'm thinking it's going to become a scoring fest between, Josh Allen doing what he does, running the ball, throwing the deep ball. He's been extremely accurate. I think Lamar Jackson. I think they're going to comment on.
Sorry, I need to have Nathan on here all the time. He just walked off with Ayler's roommate. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chad. I really didn't.
You're
Go
fine.
ahead.
I think Lamar Jackson's gonna. I think he's going to play a little bit better quarterback play than what we're used to. Honestly, I think he's going to get a few balls out there. I think the reason why is I think the Bills are going to probably overextend their defense on the run, and I think that he's going to get a couple deep balls where it's not necessarily a great pass, but he threw it far enough out there. A receiver went out and got it. I think it's going to be a big score fest, man. I'm thinking and both pretty good defense. I think 38-34, something like that.
All right. I guess that goes
like
to me
weird
now.
scores. I think there's going to be some missed field goals in the game.
So, but you picked Buffalo, right?
I do. I'm going to pick Buffalo. I think
All
that's
right.
just because I want to see Buffalo play the Chiefs, Allen versus Mahomes, and I want to see Tom Brady play Aaron Rodgers.
I like it. So I am also clearly on the Buffalo bandwagon.
What?
I'm hiding that one. And when it comes down to it, like I said, this was one of the right there. This was one of the matchups I didn't want because if there's anything suspect with the Bills right now, it's our run defense. If there's one thing the Ravens could do, it's run the ball. So whenever I sit down and look at this, but then I thought, you know what? If we can't beat the Ravens, we don't deserve to play the Chiefs. So this is actually probably the best thing. Let's take the worst possible situation and come out on top. So I think it's going to be Buffalo's going to come out swinging because I think the team is a little bit embarrassed about that last one we had because we didn't look good. I mean, we made enough to win, but we didn't look good. So we're coming, and we're a competitive team, and we want to come out and look better. Baltimore just finally got over a hump. They won a huge game. They're excited. We're embarrassed. They're excited. So who's going to work harder in practice this week to make sure everything's perfect?
Lamar.
I think that's Buffalo. Now, Lamar doesn't work at anything. You don't have to work on running fast. You already know how to do that. So anyway, now he's definitely not working on his passing, him or Robert Griffin. So anyway, So I think that it comes out. Buffalo comes out swinging. We kind of like the Seattle game. We'll go up big, and then they'll come back at the end. I'm thinking like 42-35, Buffalo. Matt,
I'm also going to pick Buffalo because I think
you're a good man. I appreciate you.
they have a better all-around offense. They have more ways to score, and I don't think the Baltimore defense is going to be able to keep up with the offense.
Yep.
But I think if somehow it becomes a low-scoring game, that's what Baltimore can win in the end. Just make that one play where a receiver gets open because someone bit on the run and get that last second score.
That's how they beat us last time.
But if it's a shootout, Buffalo's built better to handle. Buffalo's built better to win that game.
There is a possibility to be a snow game, which would kind of help Baltimore out a little bit.
Nah, Josh Allen can throw in the snow. You'll be fine.
Josh Allen could throw in anything. He could throw in a hurricane. Dude launches rockets. He may not be Matt Bomber.
God, I knew that was coming.
All right. So then we got what I think most of the people watching really want to know about, and that is Browns at Chiefs. What do you got, Chad?
Well, clearly he's a Browns fan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I think we got a good game. If the Chiefs, I think they got to come out of the funk. I say funk. They got to come out of the funk they've been in or the routine they've been in. I think it could be a close game for, midway through third quarter. But I think the Chiefs are gonna. I think eventually our big playmakers on defense is going to make some plays, or Baker is going to make mistakes with our defense. I think with our offense, I think we're going to come out clicking. I do. I think Kelsey's going to have a huge game. I think it's going to force Baker to play from behind, which is going to kill him. And I think that's what's going to cause the mistakes. And our defense is going to come up with some big plays, maybe an interception or two. But I'm going to say the Chiefs win. I don't know. It don't matter as long as they win. I'm going to say 35. I'm going to say 35-24.
That's a pretty solid score, Matt. No, me. It's my turn. So, I'm on the same lines as you. I think this is the game where Kansas City's been spending this time preparing. I'm not the only person in the world to sit here and say that Kansas City's been playing bad ball the last month. So they've had 2 weeks to sit there and stew on everybody saying Kansas City's been sucking. So I think that they're going to take that. They're going to roll with it. They're going to come out. Baker's going to try to play from behind. He's not going to have it in him. It's going to take out that run game, which is kind of what they lean on. And I think Kansas City kind of takes this. I'll say 35-14.
Ooh.
And this is going to make it all the better whenever Kansas City and Buffalo play in Kansas City after that, because then we're going to have two major wins. Everybody's like, oh, my God, these are the two offenses ever to play the game.
I do love how the AFC, all the young guns are and everything now. It's very nice to see.
I wonder if anybody ever notices that I switch glasses.
I
know I'm going to be sitting here a while, so I have bourbon and I have a mojito. Hold on, let me.
Did he just say he's drinking a mojito?
It's right here.
He did.
Man.
I am drinking a mojito. All right, Matt.
Me.
What's your pick?
I'm picking the Chiefs. It's hard not to. The only way the Browns can win this game is if the Chiefs make mistakes like Pittsburgh did. And they're too well coached and too talented to make those kind of mistakes that many times. So that's why I think the Chiefs are going to win, because they're a more disciplined team. For their sake, I hope, Mahomes and them don't come on with 3 weeks off looking rusty. Yeah, unless there's just a huge meltdown, the Chiefs should win this one.
Nathan?
I love the Chiefs. I really do. I love the game they play, but I would really love to see the Browns win, just because they shouldn't win. I don't want to see them. It was good enough to see them win last week, I guess, but
it would be funny to see the Browns come to Buffalo.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Could you imagine if it was the Browns and the Ravens to decide it? Who goes to the Super Bowl? I don't think I'd watch football the rest of the year if that happened. Who'd you pick, Nathan?
The Chiefs.
All right, I don't blame you. So far, we have actually, and of course, in 4 games, it's not hard to not all pick the same, but
Outcome is probably the hardest game to pick though of the divisional round.
I don't think this one's hard at all.
No,
No,
Which one do you think's the hardest game to pick?
this
The
one.
Bucks and Saints.
I'd say
Don't say it. Just don't say it, Chad.
go ahead. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I believe it's Nathan's turn to start this one.
No, actually, it's mine.
Oh, you're going to start this?
I'm going to start it.
You start.
So, actually, this isn't easy because I think just as much as Cleveland's been up and down, I think the Bucks have been up and down. I think that this one's going to be more of a defensive than an offensive, which is funny. Whenever you say the Saints, you expect offensive explosion. I think this one has a very good chance of being like a 17-14 game. But I'm going to say 21-17 New Orleans.
No. The reason I say it's such a hard game to pick is because it feels like the two teams are kind of trending in opposite ways. Because the first 2 times these guys met, no one's beat the living hell out of them. Both teams. It was ugly.
And it is hard to beat a team 3 times in a year.
And
Try
I
to beat
don't,
them twice, much like 3 times.
and I with the Saints, I don't think if they win, it's not going to be another 30-point victory. Because lately, granted, they've been playing bad teams, but lately that offense has been turning it up. What are you doing?
I don't know.
We can no. Would you stand up?
I'm stuck on the floor. Hold on. I thought it would hide, but it didn't. There's not a lot of room right here. Okay, go ahead.
What on earth?
You just get so bored sitting there.
I wanted to. I guess I could have done this. There we go. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Anyway, but lately though, the Bucs offenses look better. Antonio Brown's finally starting to find a rhythm with Tom Brady. Their offensive line is blocking well, and they can run. And the Saints, even though they've been winning, that offense has looked kind of rusty ever since Drew Brees got that rib injury.
Agreed.
Both teams have a good defense. I think this game could literally go either way. If the Bucs win, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm picking the Saints because I think they'll find a way to get the ball last and get those last points to just kind of take over the edge. But I think this is going to be a really close game this go around.
Yeah.
But I'll go with the Saints because I'll go with the home squad on this.
All right. Well, Matt, you and I picked exactly the same. So, what about you, Nathan? How do you pick this game?
It's kind of hard to see. Can you maybe hand me your glasses?
Oh, hold on.
Probably gonna go with the Buccaneers because Tom Brady is the GOAT, and I think we finally figured out. I just want to say that I don't care what anybody else says on this. I think we finally figured out Belichick was mediocre before Brady.
How dare you?
And then the Brady Belichick, whatever you want to call it, was wonderful. And now it's over, and Brady's still good. Where's Belichick? He's not in the playoffs. All right.
Give me my glasses back.
His team quit before the season started. He had to rely on Cam Newton.
Nah, he had over half his team either left in free agency or left because of COVID.
Yeah.
They left because they didn't want to play for Belichick. They wanted to play for Brady.
No.
So I'm just kidding. I just wanted to start.
I do.
Buccaneers.
That's so nice, Chris. I didn't know we were getting married. But I think he just said he noticed I switched glasses. not these glasses with him. I meant my drinking glasses. Chad, what do you think?
Just so everybody knows, I'm rooting for the GOAT.
We heard that.
Yeah,
Just to know that Brady might be playing Rodgers. I know, close your ears, Patrick. Oh, you got headphones on. Two of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time going against each other head-to-head in the NFC Championship. But I think the Saints are going to pull this one out. I think the Saints win 31-28.
It's fair. It's fair. It'll be close.
Well, Nathan, you're the outlier.
I just want Brady to go 0-3 against the Saints so they can be like, why couldn't they go figure this one team out after 3 times?
I just want Rodgers to beat Brady to go to the Super Bowl, like end up in the Super Bowl.
No, I think Chad said it best. That would be wonderful. It doesn't really matter who makes it in the NFC as far as that, because either have Brady, Breeze versus Rodgers, but having, even if by some chance it's Baker that makes it through, but just having those young stud quarterbacks in the AFC and the old goats in the NFC, it's going to make for a good Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Even if it's by some chance Baker and Jackson that go through. I mean, AFC is 4 young stud quarterbacks, running back, and the NFC minus Goff,
donuts.
goats. So I look forward to that Super Bowl.
Oh, Jared Goff.
I'm not putting Baker in the stud talk yet, but he is exciting to watch.
This
He's
year,
up and down.
his rookie year he called out. Last year wasn't great, and he's been showing some pretty good stuff this year. So, I young stud, I use that lightly because I even put Jackson in there. So,
Yeah, you use quarterback in the same line.
yeah, I think
With air quotes.
technically that is his position, even if I don't agree with it.
Well, that's also Taysom Hill's position, but we know he's not.
I'm just doing banners across the bottom, stuff I forgot to do. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed or you haven't told your friends about us, please do. We need media credentials next year, and we can't get them if we have 21 subscribers. So help us out here. We need a lot of people.
Yeah,
And I think we're fairly entertaining. I don't know. Nathan,
I think we are. I'm a little biased, but I think we are.
we're super biased, and we should be. How would you like a team and not be biased?
Yeah.
Cowboys fans are definitely very biased. Every year they're going to win a Super Bowl.
They still think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. They're not even in.
But who's this guy said they were going to win it this year?
I did. I know. I didn't. I said they would get there. I didn't say they'd
That's
win
true.
it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to thank you guys for
Question.
showing up to her. Oh, go ahead.
Who are we going to have as commentators on these games? Because I would like to donate Buck and Aikman to the NFC, not the AFC.
I think they're the Buffalo game.
Are they?
I want to say Buck might have been the Buffalo game.
The absolute worst. I can't stand them.
Joe Buck? I don't mind Joe Buck.
Oh.
He's not my least favorite.
No, we got Collinsworth Michaels. Sorry.
I don't mind Chris Collinsworth either. Everyone hates him. I don't get it.
I'm not a big fan, especially his. They just need to get 9 yards right here, and that's good. Oh.
Hey, nothing as bad as when Joe Theismann was on Monday Night Football with Gruden and Tirico.
Yeah.
And it was the most terrible game ever. It was like the Skins, the Washington team, and
Well, they were back then.
it might have been like Tampa Bay, but it was a terrible game.
Browns Chiefs have Nance and Romo.
I really like Tony Romo.
I do too.
I
He's
like
so
Jim
much better in the
Nance.
booth than he was on the field. I like Jim Nance too.
Nance and Romo, yeah.
Whoa. What
Back
did
to
you
the
say about
Theismann.
when Romo was on the field?
Romo is better in the booth than he was on the field.
Nah.
I'm not saying
Romo
Romo
was a beast on the field.
I didn't say
We're
Romo
not going to take it away from him.
I didn't say Romo was bad on the field, but he's better in the booth.
He's better than Prescott. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody remember when Joe Theismann on a Monday night game, it was like the boringest game of all time. It was like 11-7 or something stupid. Fourth quarter. Worst Monday night game I've ever seen. I was up in Omaha, Nebraska watching this game. And out of the blue, comes down to about a little over 2 minutes left in the game. Tampa Bay's got the ball. Brad Johnson's their quarterback.
Hmm.
And out of the blue, Theismann says, all of a sudden you could just tell like he just drank a Red Bull or took a 5-hour energy, and he started talking. He goes, "Here we got Brad Johnson, the master of the 2-minute drill. is now going to have the opportunity to take his team down the field and win this game. And out of the blue, gosh, Gruden starts laughing. He goes, "Hold on a minute." He goes, "Did you say master of the 2-minute drill?" He goes, "Gosh darn." He goes, I didn't know we had Brett Favre and we didn't have, and he named off like 7 or 8 different quarterbacks. And he goes, "Brad Johnson, master of the 2-minute drill, huh?" You ought to pull that up on YouTube somehow. Bring that up sometime. Man, it was the most hilarious. And you can tell Brad Johnson, Tirico was about ready to separate Gruden and Theismann.
I think the worst thing that ever happened in the booth was that season they had Dennis Miller for Monday Night Football.
Oh, that was bad.
Garbage. That was so
bad. And I like Dennis Miller, but not on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And Buck is the Saints-Bucks game.
All right. So then who's got my game?
I don't know. It was people that talk.
That narrows it down to about, I don't know, anybody.
I'm going backwards. You got Kevin Burkhardt and Daryl Johnson. I don't mind them.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I don't mind them. All right, well, boys, you got anything else? We're an hour and 16 minutes in, so we have been a short show, especially considering we had a power outage and Aylers had to carry it for us.
Oh, my shoulders, my back.
My neck, my back. Get rid of Nathan right now. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
How was I going to do that to Chad?
here. Yeah. There we go.
Power.
Oh, I just got so much power right now. I don't know what to do with it. Well, boys, of course, Chad, thanks for coming on and doing picks with us. It's always good.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. We'll talk to you next week whenever we do the conference championship, and we'll probably differ in picks for a change.
Maybe.
Fellas, go KC.
Woo, woo. Gone.
Go Packers.
Yeah. Go Pack, go.
Nathan, I appreciate you being the Buffalo Bills fan that you are and hanging out and being a part of the show. You brought some comedy. I don't think I'll ever get past. Somehow I'm going to fit in you walking off with Ayler's roommate. That was priceless. But thanks for being on the show, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. Later.
Boy. Let's get his name off of there.
For divisional weekend, it's gonna be so good.
I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous, but you got to be
too because it's the playoffs and anything can happen. But I'm excited.
But if I just need Buffalo for my blood pressure to come out and start with that early lead and
just never let it go
and never let up. I hope that they show, because if they come out and we throw up what I say 42 points and it's like 42-14, and then we kind of go in that prevents and they work their way back a little bit, that then there's going to be some talk with that Kansas City game. So
yeah.
Oh man, I just hold on.
There is a
walking around with glasses on. I'll get you.
There is a part of me that wants the Browns to get this upset this weekend, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't. It comes down to the perfect form of stuff. Like, I didn't want Baltimore because we don't match up well, but now I thought about it, and that's the best thing for us. Because if we can't beat Baltimore, do we deserve to be in that Super Bowl? No. We need to take what team. I want the best teams. If Baltimore is the best team that remains, I want them. We can't play Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I want Baltimore. If we can't, and it's not that I think the Browns are bad. I just think that Baltimore is probably better than the Browns. And then I want the Kansas City to win, and I want Kansas City because Kansas City is the best remaining team.
Yeah. No, I get that from your end. Like, I don't care about the AFC because they have no bearing on my playoff hopes. None.
Until we beat you in the Super Bowl. But I think you guys are by far the best team left in the NFC.
We are. And while it would have been nice to get revenge against Brady, and it could still happen, I would love to see Drew Brees go 3-0 against Tom Brady in one season. Oh, it'd be
that'd be great. Like Tom Brady I don't have the hatred for him that I usually have. I still think that he's overrated. I said it from the get-go. Whenever he went, He picked the best possible position for him. You have a great coach in Bruce Arians. You got very skilled receivers. You got a good defense. I mean, Jameis Winston put up 5,000 yards with them last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
He threw for a shit ton of yards.
yeah, and still threw 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, so
interceptions, but 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, so it was and then he brought Gronk in, and he brought Antonio Brown in. Like, he made this the best possible situation, whereas Bill Belichick had the worst possible situation with Cam Newton and everybody leaving. He picked, and so I still think he's an above average quarterback, but I don't have the hatred for him. I'm not sitting here thinking I hope Tom Brady gets embarrassed. I just think when it comes down to it, the Saints are better fit to win that one.
I don't want him to be embarrassed this game. I want him to be so close he can taste it, and then the Saints take it from him.
Well, I think that's what I picked, didn't I? 21-17?
Yeah, you did, and then Ogre picked 31-28.
Close games.
Well, that's what I said. I don't think this one's going to be a Saints blowout like the first two were.
No, I don't think so either. But, I mean, Tom Brady does do good in playoff football. So, I mean, the one thing about Tom Brady I've never denied, even when I hated him more than life itself, is he is a competitor.
Yep.
He does not. And that's what I see in Josh Allen, the same thing. And that's why I think that we're going to come out firing on all cylinders, because I do think even though we won, it was embarrassing. We shouldn't have been that close. We shouldn't have hung down to that Hail Mary play. But at the same time, we kind of got that monkey off our back. You know, we lost to Arizona on that Hail Mary play, and we made sure that didn't happen again.
Yeah.
I don't think Phil Rivers could get it that far.
I just need Brady to not go to the Super Bowl, because if he gets to have a home game in the Super Bowl, we'll never hear the end of it for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, because it'll be the first time ever. But you guys will stop that. So
we better. Because we didn't the first time we played the Bucs. The first time we played the Bucs, it was a shit show.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah, week 6 they beat us like 42-10 or something like that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, it was, and it was just after the bye week, because we always come out of the bye week looking just so bad. I don't know why.
Well, and you guys, you really got to figure out your halftime corrections. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but you're not doing anything.
Nothing. I don't get it either. But let me go back and look at the score real quick, because we came out of the bye, we played the Bucs. Yeah, 38-10.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
not good.
They beat the dog shit out of us.
Well, I don't think they'll get a chance again, but if they do, that shouldn't be what happens. So
it better not be, because if we go to the NFC Championship game and put on a performance like we did last year, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, you, for every bit of trouble I had hiding behind my couch flipping people off, you have rage issues when it comes to your team in the playoffs. But I don't think you guys will. I think you guys are destined for the Super Bowl. So ride it, and
this is our best shot to do it, because we're definitely a lot better defensively than we were last year.
All right, Matt. Well, I want to apologize to everybody for being an hour later than usual, but thanks for hanging with us. We will be back to 6:30, given that nothing major happens next week.
Yep.
We will do our conference. We'll have the Ogre expert picks back. And who knows if the Ravens win, I may let Joel on to gloat on me for a little bit.
I think
he would deserve it.
Yeah, he'll have earned it. Yeah, for sure.
So, but I don't see that happening, and I will even offer him to come on the show and let me gloat on him, but I don't know that everybody has that in them. So, again, like, subscribe. You know, if you haven't thrown a like on the video yet, just click like for me, and I appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead and put 2 likes on there. That way he gets one too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so subscribe, tell your friends about us, tell your people that like football, if they like football, come chat in the chat with us. We try to keep you guys involved with us, and we appreciate you guys being here with us. Look us up on Twitter at Up the Gut. Otherwise, Matt, you got anything before we go?
No, I think we covered it. This is a really good show this week. I'm happy.
I am too. Hey, man, you guys, thanks for joining. Enjoy yourselves. Hydrate.
Tell your
mom about us.